So President Trump tweeted about a zillion times, we need to get out of Afghanistan. It's so stupid. Why are we there? We shouldn't nation build. We should build our own country. And there were a number of times where he announced on Twitter, like, we're getting out. And then what would happen is behind the scenes, some generals and some CIA officials would come up to him and say, sir, we can't do this. Here's why we can't do this. And he would be like, okay, no, totally, you're right. We're not going to get out. And so this was a dance and a game that was going on behind the scenes the entire time he was in office for the 4 years. At the end, apparently, when he lost the election, he snapped and said, get the troops out of everywhere. And lo and behold, he was talked out of that as well. I would have given him massive credit if on the way out he was like, Somalia, you're out. Niger, you're out. Everywhere where we have troops stationed, gone. I would have given him so much credit, but of course he was talked out of it because he's a cuck. So he had a deal with the Taliban that was sort of a fake withdrawal by May 1st. It would still keep a couple thousand contractors there and American soldiers there. And I criticized that because he was trying to claim, the political benefit of getting out while not having the reality of getting out. So there's a lot to criticize there. It's also just a lie to say we're getting out when he's not getting out. The good thing they did do, though, is they did negotiate with the Taliban. That's something they should have done. In the same way, I think they should have negotiated with North Korea. Now, not much came of that, but we didn't have a war, so, I'll take it. So when recently Biden came out, I was like, no, we're going to actually get out of Afghanistan. It's over. They went and talked to Trump, and Trump was like, well, you should have stuck to the earlier timeline. You should have actually left sooner, and getting out of Afghanistan is a wonderful thing to do. Great. So I covered that, and I was like, whoa, look at this. Trump is giving Biden credit. Awesome. Well, of course, it's Donald Trump. There's no consistency. There's no principles. There's no beliefs about anything. Now that the withdrawal happened and the media is being incredibly vicious and nitpicking every single nook and cranny in a way that they never nitpicked or scrutinized the war itself, Trump flips. Let's see what he had to say. So he releases a statement. He says, never in history has a withdrawal from war been handled so badly or incompetently as the Biden administration's withdrawal from Afghanistan. In addition to the obvious, all equipment should be demanded to be immediately returned to the United States, and that includes every penny of the $85 billion in cost. If it is not handed back, we should either go in with unequivocal military force and get it, or at least bomb the hell out of it. Nobody ever thought such stupidity as the feeble-brained withdrawal was possible. There's a lot to say about this. First of all, most of that equipment is already Dunsky. It won't work. It's not possible for it to work. And in fact, we learned this when they withdrew from Bagram. The Afghan military was like, hey, dog, you didn't leave us with the keys to any of these vehicles. You didn't teach us how to do a bunch of these things like fly the planes and repair the planes. And basically the response from America was like, new phone, who dis? We don't even know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? I don't even know that. I don't even know what you're saying. Now, everybody criticized them initially, including myself at that. But then you realize why they didn't do it, because maybe they had a hunch at some point the Taliban might take over. So we don't want to leave you with the keys. We don't want to leave you with the ability to have fighter jets that you haven't been properly trained to use. When it comes to repairs for things like tanks and fighter jets, they're really difficult to do upkeep. They can't get the fucking parts. What are they going to do? The Taliban's going to call up Lockheed Martin and say, hey, you need to send me this nut and this bolt? Not going to happen. So right off the bat, all the helicopters, all the planes, all the tanks, not usable, gonzo. Then you get to like the small weapons. More than half the small weapons have been lost or destroyed. So now, don't get me wrong. Did the Taliban get some equipment? Of course they did. But it's negligible. And they already have the country. So it's like, oh my God, they have the weapons. Now they're going to use this to, what, take over the country that they already have control over? It's donezo. It's over. They're a guerrilla army. They're not a global jihadist network. So in other words, they're not trying to bomb Cleveland like maybe ISIS would be or Al-Qaeda would be. So what he's calling for is restarting the war. He's saying, well, if they don't give back all the weapons and the $85 billion in cost, they couldn't even give back all the weapons if they wanted to because they don't even have all the weapons. He's saying go in there and bomb all the stuff or bomb them. If it's not handed back, we should either go in with unequivocal military force and get it. So restart the war. Or at least bomb the hell out of the stuff. Mr., I'm anti-war. I'm a populist. I think we should focus on our own. America first. Now he's like, Afghanistan first. Let's go. Let's bomb. Let's invade. Let's destroy the weapons that are already mostly destroyed. What are you doing, dude? And by the way, this is so ironic coming from Trump. Why? He's the one who did a multi-billion-dollar weapons deal with Saudi Arabia, a country that has Sharia, a theocratic, authoritarian country that spreads radical Islam all across the globe. So it's fine to arm them as they committed genocide in Yemen, but oh my God, the Taliban got our sloppy seconds. Enough. What does he do? He's a wave rider, Trump is. He sees, the media is really attacking Biden on this, being really vicious. Well, now let me ride that wave too. Even though I said a million times I support getting out, now that somebody actually got out, I'm going to flip on how they did it. Fuck out of here, man. This has been driving me crazy, and you're going to see this in the next segment too. We're going to talk about Tucker. There are so few people who are in politics, on the right and the left, who just care about the principle and the policy and the issue. Everybody talks more about the process or the people involved. I don't like this person, so I'm going to... I don't give a fuck if you don't like somebody. I don't care how you feel about an individual. What matters is the issue. What matters is the policy. But everybody gets wound up in the process or the people involved, and the whole commentary is about different personalities or the way in which things unfold. I don't give a fuck about the way... Where do you stand on the actual issue as such? Should we get out of Afghanistan or should we not get out of Afghanistan? And if that's not the bulk of your commentary, you're fucking obfuscating. And you're doing sophistry. And it's bullshit. And I'm totally sick of it because everybody's doing it. Where do you stand on the actual issue? Well, guess what? Biden got out, and the history books in the long run are going to say he was right to get out. He was more than right to get out. Should have gotten out way sooner. So all this nitpicking, I don't care what they have to say. I love, one of the things I saw on Twitter, hilarious. They were like, Donald Trump was president. He would have gotten out of Afghanistan and made sure to take all the equipment and get all of our people out. Well, first of all, we almost got all of our people out. The ones who remain are mostly dual citizens, and there's like a couple hundred of them. But also, Donald Trump was president. He was president, and he didn't do the thing that you said he would have done. He ended up staying there and doing a fake withdrawal. That's what Donald Trump would have done, and we know because he was president. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. No principles, no beliefs. I think we should get out of Afghanistan. Did I say that? I mean, we should go back in with unequivocal military force. That would be the opposite of withdrawing from Afghanistan. That would be another surge. Another surge to get some broken down, dilapidated, more than half not working weaponry bullshit that would just sit in a tank, sit in a desert and rot. Good Lord. Good Lord. By the way, this guy's probably the favorite for 2024. Oh, he's almost a shoo-in for the Republican nomination, right? Okay. Then what? What are we going to have on the Democratic side? Biden needs to survive to run again. And even that's a coin flip, him versus Trump again. And if it's like Kamala or some shit, I think Trump is the favorite. Why is everything so stupid? I don't know why it is, but at least Biden got out. Credit to him. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.